the steps are really just to factor each thing and then see what cancels out. How about you guys? Have you guys done this before? I feel like I've done it in Algebra 1. So all you're doing is factoring and canceling stuff out. So I'm going to factor the top. That's using big X. 2 times, it's a lot of writing, but what can I do before big X on the top?
You should see if they are divisible by 1.
Well, but I'm just dealing with the top right now. So 2v squared plus 10v minus 48. What can I do to this if I'm trying to factor? Yeah, divide by 2. I can divide everything by 2, right?
Right.
So 2 on the outside, and then I get v squared plus 5v minus, what is that, 24?
Yeah.
And then now try big X. So in the top I would have negative 24 and 5. What numbers work?
Wait.
Oh, yeah. 8. One of them has to be negative, and it's the 3. Can we use a shortcut on this one? We can, because there's a coefficient of 1 in front of the v squared. So then, yes. So we have the 2 on the outside still. And then we can use the shortcut. V plus 8, v minus 3. So I factored the top. Now I want to, what do you think? We're just going to factor this. I'm going to do that in a different color so that you can see. Yeah, so 8v plus 64. So we got 8 on the outside, v plus 8 times 8 is 64. Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is just rewrite my rational expression, rewrite my fraction. I have the top, which is 2 times v plus 8. Do you see what happens? Is this difficult?
Nope.
So my answer would then be
2v minus 3 divided by 8. Well, you can simplify the number.
yeah, you can still simplify.
By 2?
Yep. So then really my answer, so divide by 2, that's 1. Divide by 2, that's 4. So and that's it. That's all. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Yep. Yep. So for this, if I asked you to do this and you couldn't cross anything out, you would just write can't simplify. Like it's already in simplest terms. This is what you should try.
Okay.
So again, we're just going to factor everything and see if anything cancels out. In the top, we can use big X. And I like to do it in different colors. If you have colors, it helps just to keep it organized because sometimes it's all messy. But in the top, we have 12. In the bottom, negative 7.
3, 4.
Thank you.
Both negative.
Both of them, negative 3, not 3, 4. There we go. And I can use a shortcut because I have no coefficient there, which means it's a coefficient of 1, actually. So I have x minus 3 times x minus 4. And then in the bottom, I can just use the SOAP formula. That's small parentheses. Actually, I'll do it right here. Small parentheses, larger parentheses. I know that I can use SOAP just because it was on the warm-up, but also it's a perfect cube and a perfect cube. It doesn't matter what, like if it's plus or minus on the inside. SOAP will take care of both of those cases. So I take the cube root and I get x. Take the cube root, I get 3. This is x squared. This is 3 squared, which is 9. And then in the middle, 3x. Same sign, so a negative goes there. Opposite sign, which means a positive goes there. Always positive, SOAP. Always positive. And then the x minus 3's cancel out. We can't, normally we would try to factor that already, or I mean, like continue and factor that, but it doesn't factor. We saw that in the warm-up. So then the answer is just x minus 4 divided by x squared plus 3x plus 9. And that's it. That's all. That's all. Yeah.
Does it depend if like 4 is on
The question was, could you have it like switched around? Could you have, was this your question? Like, what if you wrote this? That would be different. That's not correct. That's the same, so that would not be correct. It does matter which one's the top, which one's the bottom. I am factoring the top. That's why I did it in red, and I left it in red. So it stays on the top. The only time we switch stuff around is if we have division, and we'll see that later. It's like if you had like one half of $1, 50 cents. Yes? Is that the same thing as $2? No. So no, you can't flip it over. It's a different number. So be careful with that. I feel like we can take the quiz. The first thing that I notice is I can factor out an x squared from the top. So again, I'm going to write it in red. 7x cubed minus x squared. And I'm factoring out an x squared. So I get x squared on the outside. 7x minus 1. And then the blue are, I just keep it in black. Because I can't really factor that, right? Do you guys remember how to simplify this stuff? I feel like that's what people are messing up. When you divide variables, you subtract their exponents. Remember, when you multiply variables, you add the exponents. So on this, 3 minus 2 is 1, right? Does the x go in the top or in the bottom?
Top? No. Bottom.
It's the bottom because the bottom one has more. This is why. If I had x times 7x minus 1, and I had 2 times x times x times x, that's what that means, right?
Yeah.
So 2 of them cancel out, and I'm just left with 7x minus 1 in the top and 2x in the bottom. Or you could have just done 3 minus 2 is 1. The bigger one is in the bottom.
Yeah.
So it stays in the bottom. The 2 we couldn't do anything with. A common mistake that I see all the time is this. People will go like this, and they cancel those out, and then they write 7 minus x squared over 2. That's incorrect because we're like the subtraction there makes it so that we can't do that. Why? Yeah, if I'm dividing this entire thing by 2x cubed. If I just cancel out this and this, then really I'm only dividing this term by 2x cubed. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So whenever there's addition or subtraction, you can't cancel out like that. So just be careful. And then the answer is that.